Hook off the Jab Sports. We're back. What's going on, guys? Long time no chat. Today we're talking Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford. And let me get right into it. Nobody, that includes you, expected Terence Crawford to win the way he did. I don't want anybody to come and talk to me like they saw it ending up that way, because you didn't. Period. With that said, I'm gonna be honest. I had Errol Spence winning the fight. There was a part of me that just felt that Errol Spence would pull it off. That's the honest truth, and that's not the way it went at all. And to say that I was shocked is an understatement. Now, I'll be honest with you. At first, when I first started speaking about this fight, I honestly couldn't see Errol Spence getting hurt by Terence Crawford. I couldn't see it. As time went on, I don't think it was necessarily that I saw the potential for Terence Crawford to hurt Errol Spence. Obviously, he did. Like, it's obvious that he did. If you didn't see the fight, I'm not saying that didn't happen. It's clear that happened. What I'm saying is that there were certain things that started to happen as time went by that sort of had me at the, like the day before the fight, I was like, or even that morning, maybe not, it was like the morning of the fight day. I was like, I think Errol Spence gonna get hurt. And that's the truth. Now, did I switch my pick the day of? No. If anybody that I spoke to the day of says to you, they're not going to say to you that I switched it because I didn't. They're going to say that I had Errol Spence winning the fight even the day of the fight. But one thing stood out to me in particular. One thing that Errol Spence said that stood out to me in particular. I was watching an interview he was in, and he mentioned that he has surgery, I guess, on his teeth and stuff like that after the accident. And one of the things he said was during the Ugas fight, he got hit, and he thought that his teeth had got knocked out. And if you look back on that fight, he almost got put down because he got distracted because of that. So it started to dawn on me that if he could be distracted thinking about his teeth getting knocked out, there's a chance that he can get knocked out in this Terence Crawford fight. And let me tell you why. Everybody else is going to talk about Terence Crawford's power, his all his skill attributes, the skillful attributes. I'm gonna point something else out, something that no one else was really pointing out. I'm sure some people have, but I don't think it was the main point, one of their main points. It was, I don't think Terence Crawford would care if he lost an eye. And I definitely don't think he'll care if he lost his teeth. And I thought that would be, and I said to myself, Errol Spence Jr. just exposed himself. He's thinking about how he looks in a sport where it ain't about that at all. Now, you hear fighters saying, oh, man, I want to come out there looking pretty. I don't want to come out there with no scars or nothing like that. Floyd was pretty boy for a while. He was pretty boy. But even he got a bloody nose when he was fighting against Miguel Cotto. Even he got rocked when he was fighting Shane Mosley. Even he was touched when he was fighting Zab Judah. Even he got hit when he was fighting Chop Chop Corley. So, man, guys, look. Crawford, hands down, look, congratulations to Terence Crawford. Congratulations to him. Not only did he prove me wrong, I'm not going to talk about everybody else, I'm going to say me. He did it in such a way. There is absolutely, I never looked at his record and thought, just like everybody else, I was like, who is, I think he fought a guy named the Iceman or Victor Postal or something like that. He fought the guy from Australia that fought Pacquiao. He was fighting these guys, and I was like, some of the guys he fought, they were good fighters. I'm not taking that away from him. I just didn't, like everybody else, not because everybody else was saying it, but I genuinely felt that Errol Spence had an edge when it came to his record. But after this fight, I can honestly say that I genuinely see that Terence Crawford, it was not about the level of his opponents not being up to par. It was that he was so good that he made those opponents look regular. He made them look regular because that's what he did to Errol Spence. And nobody does that to Errol Spence. Nobody. At least not until he met Terence Crawford. And Errol Spence fought guys like, he fought guys that hit really hard. Guys that hit really, really hard. He fought Danny Garcia. And a lot of people, they probably, look, Danny Garcia is a fighter that I think probably doesn't get the amount of respect he deserves. I remember when Angel Garcia was talking about one of those magazines and certain boxing outlets not putting giving Danny Garcia his respect as the champion. And I agree with Angel Garcia. Danny Garcia was not getting the respect he deserved as a champion. He was not a champion at that point in time that to be overlooked. His punching power was and still is some of the, he has some of the best power I've seen in a long time. And not to mention his chin. His chin is fantastic. It is fantastic, So when you see Errol Spence come back from that accident and, he goes right into a fight with Danny Garcia, that is not to be overlooked. And the fact that Terence Crawford came in and just dismissed Errol Spence the way that he did, that's outstanding work. And I don't think a lot of people really pay attention to certain things. One of the things with Terence Crawford that I was really surprised and impressed with was how he tightened up his punches. In a lot of his previous fights, I used to look at him fighting and say to myself, he's a little loose with his punches. He didn't seem to have that finesse. He didn't seem to have that it wasn't like that cleanness, that smoothness to his attack. He seemed to be a little just a little bit like he used to, how do I say this? Like he used to, in my opinion, wing punches, if you know what I mean, as opposed to throwing sharp, tight punches. In this fight against Errol Spence, I promise you, I watched this man, Terence Crawford, going backwards, throw hooks, creating space for himself with his footwork, stepping backwards, and dropped Errol Spence with hooks. And the hooks that he hit Errol Spence with were tight hooks on the inside, tight, just the way your coach would tell you to throw the punch in the gym. Elbows up, 90-degree angle, tight, straight across the chin of Errol Spence. It was beautiful to watch, and he did it going backwards. I couldn't believe it. The way that he changed up, the way that he elevated his game, hands down to him. That is a pound-for-pound fighter. That is a pound-for-pound fighter. He fought going backwards. He fought off the ropes. It was amazing. And his catch and shoot, that catch and shoot was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Like, it was, when you talk about intercepting punches, if he wasn't beating Errol Spence to the punch, he knew what punch Errol Spence was going to throw. At least it appeared like he knew, and knew exactly what to throw after. I saw that man hit Errol Spence with a catch. He caught a shot and threw with the same hand. I couldn't believe how easy he made it look. Congratulations to him. And I'm giving him his props because he deserves it, guys. He deserves it, I didn't think he was going to win. And I don't think Errol Spence is beaten that easily by anybody else. I don't believe that at all. But on this occasion, unfortunately for Errol Spence, he ran into the legendary fisherman. He ran into the legendary fisherman in this fight. If you don't know who that is, you could Google that. If you know Yu-Gi-Oh, my Yu-Gi-Oh fans out there, if you know, the legendary fisherman. Yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much all I gotta say on that. All I can say is I can't wait to see Terence Crawford next fight after this. He is clearly the type of fighter where his, he rises to the occasion. he rises to the occasion. And there's not a, I just think this is a great year for boxing. You know, I think this is a great year for boxing. And Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, they deserve a lot of credit. And the next fight coming up, which is going to be my next video, and I am thoroughly excited for this video because one of my favorite fighters of this era is in this fight, and that is Erislandy Lara versus Danny Garcia. And I don't think you guys should sleep on that fight at all. At all. That is a fight just as exciting as any other fight this year. Any other fight this year. And I'm gonna be, that's my next video. I'm gonna be talking about that, guys. Yeah, guys, that's all I got for now. Congratulations to Terence Crawford on a fantastic win. Congratulations to you, brother. This was a big fight, one of the biggest fights in a long time. And I'm just happy that I was here to witness it. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, hook off the jab.